Guys, it's officially 2026. Where has that time gone? I do not know. But I thought today I would do a little chatty video, just kind of going through what my plans and goals are for 2026. Next week's video is going to be a vlog in Amsterdam. So it won't always be like this sit down chatty style, and please ignore the mess in the background. I actually didn't realise how bad that was. Let's just ignore that because it's been a busy, hectic old time. I mean, we've just had Christmas, we've had New Year, I've had this flu, cold, lurgy, whatever the hell this is. So yeah, we're not thriving, we're just about surviving. It's not been the start to 2026 that I was hoping for. But I actually have a really good feeling about 2026. We've got a really exciting year in terms of like our relationship, in terms of me and Ryan are getting married, going on our honeymoon, and we're doing 3 weeks in Canada. So of course I'll film all of that, which I'm really excited about. But also I'm just like ready to see what 2026 brings. I feel like it's going to be a year of growth and exciting times. So yeah, I thought what I'd do is literally just talk to you about what my goals are. I've seen like quite a few videos like this, and I actually find them really kind of interesting because it's nice to see what everyone's like plans are, and it kind of also makes you feel a little bit more normal for like having normal goals. I just think like on social media in general, like there's a lot of pressure, and it is like a lot, in terms of like people who, you know, have, it almost sometimes feels like they're like so, their lifestyle's so like unattainable that it doesn't feel realistic to you. And I feel like sometimes it's just nice to hear from someone who, you know, has a normal job, has a normal house, has a normal lifestyle. Yeah, kind of just talk about what they want to do for the year. Anyway, I'm rambling, and you know I'm the biggest rambler ever. But yeah, so the first thing on my list, which is actually a goal that I had for last year and I didn't succeed at, so this year I am making it happen, is try a new class. So I really want to get into Pilates, so I would love to go to a Pilates class, but really anything that like involves fitness, so I can kind of find a new, sorry if I keep looking down as well, it's because I'm looking at my phone for what I've written down. But it's like I want to have my thing that I do, but also it's really hard because obviously I've moved up here like to be a Ryan. I don't really have that bigger circle of friends. Like I do have some really good friends up here, but no one that kind of like, I don't know, it's like I just sometimes feel a bit lonely. And when it comes to going to classes and stuff, like I don't really feel like I have that person that I can kind of ask to come with me. So it feels like a really daunting experience going on your own. And I don't want to be a burden to people. So yeah, but I do really want to try and go this year. So there is a new paddle place which me and Ryan have actually said about going to, so we could go there together and go with one of our friends, like couple friends, who's one of my best friends. But I would really like to try Pilates, or even like a step class, dance class, like not dance as in like the tango, like fitness dance. But yeah, and that also ties in with the fact that I'd love to get back into the gym. But again, that just brings a lot of anxiety, and I think if you relate, like, you know, it's a big step and it's a big thing, and it's almost like making that a priority in your routine is like a really important thing. So yeah, that's kind of all. I've just basically brought in like 3 different goals into one. But yeah, try a new class and go to the gym, and we will see how we get on with those. But yeah, that's the first one. The second one is to hit 10k on my Instagram. I've been wanting to do this for years, probably not going to happen, but you know, we're going to give out the positive feels, and we're going to say it is going to happen. But yeah, that is one thing that I would really like to do this year, and 500 subs on here on YouTube. So I really, really enjoy YouTube. It's probably one of my favourite, well, it is my favourite, like, what's the word? Platforms. But I don't know, I just sometimes worry that I'm boring and that I chat too much. So yeah, I apologise if that's the case, but that is me, and that's what I enjoy. And if I just enjoy sitting talking to a camera for half an hour, then, you know, if that's what brings me joy, if no one watches it, then that's fine. At least I've got it out. But yeah, I would really like to hit 500 on here. I think I'm at like 118, I think. Which is amazing. So thank you so much if you subscribed. I really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, the fact that we're at that is like mind-blowing. I mean, it's, in comparison to other people, minor, but for me that's huge. So thank you so much, and I really do appreciate it. Third one of my goals is to find purpose in what I want to do. Now, this is quite a broad subject, so this applies for like work, in terms of like making sure I'm in the right role, exactly what I want to do. And this is something I brought up with work recently in my one-to-one, and we're kind of like going down a pathway to see what works for me best. But also like in terms of my social media, in terms of like just me in general, like finding my purpose, finding what I love and like sticking at it. I think it's quite hard as an adult sometimes to find that thing. Like when I was a kid, horse riding was my thing. Always had horses, like absolutely loved it, and that is something I'd love to get back into. But I think it's just hard as an adult to like you're almost like so innocent as a child, and like trying new things doesn't feel daunting. And now as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's scary. So yeah, I would love to do that. Also, I would love to start running again and be able to comfortably do a 5k. I used to be able to run 5k in under half an hour, which like was amazing. But now I'd probably struggle to run for a minute. So it's something that me and Ryan are going to do together, but we really want to get into running this year. And yeah, just like I said, I'm not going to be, if I do one day run a marathon, amazing, I'd love to do that, but that's not kind of the aim. The aim is just to be able to do a comfortable 5k, go to a park run on a Saturday morning, and just be able to be, the average person doesn't run a 5k. So yeah, but I'm going to be doing the runner plan. I think it's the beginner to 5k one, which I've heard really good things about. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I'll obviously document it. And that kind of leads into, I'm going to also be doing, kind of going off on a tangent, I'm going to be doing this thing called 75 Days of Healthy Habits that I've kind of like put together, which I could do like a little reel on. But yeah, it is basically just bringing in healthy habits to keep me accountable, keep me healthy. And that's kind of where the running comes in as well. Sorry if I sound a bit like clogged up. This cold is hanging about. But yeah, be able to comfortably run a 5k, that's the aim. I also want to continue my weight loss. So as I'm sure many of you know, I've banged on about it. I lost 3 stone this year, which I'm really proud of. And I'd like to lose another 2. I'm kind of saying another 2. I might lose another 1 and be really happy and kind of want to stay there, or I might lose 2 and think, actually, I want to lose a little bit more. It's just kind of seeing where we're at. Also, I have endometriosis, and that is more than likely going to really affect my fertility. So in order to be able to go on to like IVF, you've got to have your BMI under 30 anyway. And I'm pretty much there now, but I would like to be like comfortably under it. So if we could just like lose that extra bit of weight, I should be then. I mean, BMI is so old-fashioned, that actually winds me up. But unfortunately that is just the criteria. So if we can be comfortably under that, then if we do have to go down that route, I don't want to be thinking, oh, I've got to wait like a year to get the weight off. Like if we can do it now, we're ready to go, and then whatever happens. But yeah, that is kind of like a big part of it. And also like weight, when it comes to PCOS and endometriosis, make a massive difference to me. My symptoms have definitely gotten better since losing weight. Not that I'm saying that, if you have this condition you have to lose weight, like absolutely not. It's just what worked for me, and it's what's working for me, and I obviously want to be the healthiest version of myself. So yeah, I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to offend anyone, but it's what's worked for me, and yeah, I want to continue that and see where we can go. And I'm also going to be doing Sophie Richards' anti-inflammatory reset. I've got her book, and I'm going to do the 30-day reset, but then I just want it to become my lifestyle. So yeah, I will document all of that as well. But the thing is, because I'm such a chatter, I feel like YouTube allows me to chat, whereas like on my Instagram and TikTok, like people, you just scroll. Like I will be halfway through a video and be like, oh, I'll just get on to the next now. Whereas I feel like with YouTube, like I will sit there and watch the whole video. So yeah, maybe I'll document it more on here rather than on those platforms, but we'll see. I also want to care less about what people think of me. Now, I feel like I made massive progress with this last year. Like I said, posting on here would never have happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So I feel like I've made big progress with that, but I'm very much still a people pleaser. I will say yes to everything when actually I don't want to do it. It fills me with dread, and I dread it for months before it even happens, and it's got to stop. I don't want to be doing that anymore. So I want to be saying yes to the things that are, going to bring me joy and help me. I don't want to be saying yes to stuff that's going to stress me out for months on end. So yeah, and at the end of the day, like, do what I want. As long as I'm a nice person, I'm not affecting anyone, me and Ryan are happy, my friends around me, like, you know, support me and don't think that I'm a shitty person, then what's the problem? Like, why have an issue with it? So yeah, I just want to care less what people think and just know that I'm a good person. If they don't want to be a part of that, that's up to them, and if they don't support it, then you're probably not someone that I need in my life. As brutal as that sounds, but yeah, basically F everyone else's opinions. Just be happy, and if you want to do something and it brings you joy, do it. Life's too short. I also would love to learn something new, so I would really like to do a course. I'm really interested in like nutrition and how it affects especially like women's health. So that's something that I'd really like to get into this year and maybe do a course on, or something. I would just love to learn something outside of my job. And again, it could lead down some different paths, who knows, but I would, and even just have the knowledge myself, like to be able to bring that knowledge into my life and see how it affects me, and then be able to put that onto other people. I would really like to do, so we'll see. And then I also would love to do my beauty courses, which I've been wanting to do my whole life, never done it, and I need to. So yeah, maybe we'll find the confidence to do that this year, we'll see. But yeah, so that's kind of one of the main ones. I would love to learn something new and finally do the course that I've been saying I'm going to do forever and still haven't done. Hopefully this year will be the year. That's kind of my main goals for this year. Whilst we're here, I will also just touch on this 75 days of healthy habits, which will run from the 5th of January to the 23rd of March officially, but like I said, I want to try and carry it on after that. And also I have got quite a lot going on in between that time, so we might not be able to complete every day, but I'll touch on that in a minute. So basically what it consists of is I have kind of looked at like 75 hard, 75 soft, different people's kind of like glow up journey days, whatever. And I've kind of like accumulated it and put something together to work for me. Now I don't think anyone else has called it this. If they have, then I apologise. I'm not like taking credit for it. It's just the name that I came up with. But anyway, so the first thing that I'm going to be doing is 8,000 steps minimum every day. Now whether that, ideally I want that to be outside, but you know, it's not always possible. So if not, then definitely on my walking pad. But as much as possible, I want to be hitting those 8,000 steps. Now sometimes obviously there is days where I struggle to even get out of bed and function with my endometriosis. So it's not always going to be 100% possible, but where it is and where I can, like 90% of the time, I want to be doing that. And like I said, I've not set 10,000 because I personally, it's not achievable for me at the moment, just with my job, etc. And I kind of want to have a goal that I then hit, and then I can work up to the next one, rather than almost just like setting myself up for failure from day one. So yeah, we're going to be basing it on 8,000 steps a day. Like I said, ideally outside. With the reset that I'm doing, I do need to do like 30 minutes of like morning sunlight, although it will be dark, but I'm guessing just being outside helps. But yeah, so I'm going to like kind of incorporate it with that, get out for a walk first thing in the morning, and then whatever I have left to do when I get home at night, I'll finish them. I suppose just being more conscious of it, like if I'm at work, just kind of every like hour, getting up for a few minutes, going for a little walk around the place, just to try and get those extra steps in. Every, you know, a little helps. I also want to be doing a 30-minute workout every day. So whether that's a workout or just some stretching, whatever my body allows me to do on that day. But yeah, I want to be doing a 30-minute workout. So, you know, going for a run, I want to be doing sort of 3 runs a week. So incorporating that, whether it be a YouTube video, you know, following like a dance class or a Pilates class, literally anything. But as long as it involves 30 minutes of movement, that is my aim. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. Run 3 times a week, which I just touched on and earlier touched on. Obviously, I'm going to be doing the runner plan. So yeah, 3 runs a week minimum. And if it's not a 5k, doesn't matter. As long as it's something, you know, it could be a mile, it's still a run. You don't need to be running, you know, 5-10k for it to count as a run. Literally anything is better than nothing. And I think there's a lot of pressure on that. And if you want to wear your running vest, wear your running vest. Because I don't know where else I'm meant to put my keys. It's to be this running vest police online. Already touched on it, but walking outside. So like I said, I want to make sure that a lot of those steps are done outside. It clears my head, it helps me be a better person. It's so much better for my mental health if I'm outside, and it's just healthier and better for you. But like I said, on days that I can't, I will be doing it on the walking pad so that I still get them in. I also am going to be reading 10 pages of a book each day. So I've got a Kindle for Christmas, which I'm so happy with. And I want to be making sure that I'm reading at least 10 pages a day. Now, I find I sleep so much better when I read, so I'm going to make sure that I'm incorporating that. Currently reading The Housemaid because I want to go and watch it in the cinema, and I've heard really good things about it. So yeah, I want to make sure I'm reading my 10 pages of a book a day, and like I said, that would be on my Kindle, which just makes it so easy. You literally come up to bed on your Kindle and then go to sleep. Like, it's the dream, literally. And yeah, I just find I sleep so much better. I'm going to be eating clean / anti-inflammatory diet. I'm going to be very much approaching this with like an 80-20 approach, 90-10, 90% of the time completely on it, but I do also have that 10% of the time where life just lifes, and you want to go out for a meal with friends, or you want to have a cheeky takeaway, and you're almost knowing you're going to suffer for it, but it's all about balance, and I genuinely couldn't stick to it if I didn't have that balance. So yeah, we're going to be trying to do that as much as possible. Like I said, I've got the book, so I'm going to be following as many recipes in that as possible. But also I find things like TikTok, etc. really good for finding different recipes and breakfast ideas and lunch ideas, etc. So yeah, if you ever need like recipes and stuff, I definitely recommend looking on there because there is some really good ones. Now this is a habit I already do, but I want to be drinking 2 to 3 litres of water a day. Like I said, I already do this. I'm so big on my water intake. Like, I genuinely do think it makes such a difference to my day, it makes such a difference to my mood, to my health. Like, I do credit a lot of my weight loss to the amount of water that I now drink, and I don't have any fizzy drinks unless we go out for a meal or have one. But genuinely, all I drink is water and the odd iced coffee, which I must say I do enjoy. But yeah, I just think water is such an important part of my day. I personally have a Stanley Cup, which I just take around everywhere with me. And it's just constantly there, so it constantly reminds you to drink. I take it in the car, to work, out for the day, like wherever I go, that bottle comes. And then if I genuinely feel anxiety when I'm not with it, it's a little bit of an issue. But if we are out, then I don't have it, I'll just grab a bottle of water and chuck it in my bag. So I've always got it with me, and it just reminds you to drink. But this type of cup, because it keeps it cold, it's a lot more enticing to drink it rather than drinking warm, stale water. And then last but not least is to take my vitamins daily and my supplements. So I take a few different ones and I want to kind of incorporate another one soon. But I am the absolute worst at remembering to take them. Like, I just don't understand why I can't remember. I literally eat breakfast every day. Why I don't have my tablets at the same time, I don't know. But yeah, I need to be having them, especially my iron tablets, because I'm anemic. And then I wonder why I'm so tired and feel so bad. That's why. So yeah, I just need to remember to take them. But that's going to be a big part of it as well. But yeah, so that is my 75 days of healthy habits and my 2026 goals. Now, if you're wanting to, come along on the ride with me, then please do. I will document as much as I possibly can. As much as around life as I possibly can. It does get busy. But yeah, like I said, I want to feel the best I possibly can this year, not just for my wedding, but just for me in general, just to feel confident and healthy and, energized. Like, I just crave having energy. And I know a lot of that is because of my illness, but I'm hoping with doing the anti-inflammatory, that will really, really help. And I'm really interested to see what it does do. And of course, report back to you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I will see you in my next video, which will be the Amsterdam vlog, and then we will be back onto normal videos in terms of, like, I'm going to be showing you my 9-to-5 life, doing all of this side of it with my habits and my goals. And yeah, I look forward to it. I hope you all have the most amazing 2026. I wish you a very happy new year, and I will see you all soon.